Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a year since the last endgame reset, but here we are with the first new endgame reset of 2026, and it will be the Pure Fiction reset for version 3.8. When it comes to the teams we're going to be using, we're going to go ahead and go for a PHAINON team on the first half. Now, I know that PHAINON isn't really the best in Pure Fiction. I would have gone for a dot team, but there isn't actually any buffs here which benefits dots, so I just decided to go for the skill one anyway for PHAINON. Hopefully we can get a score between 20 and 25k, and then hopefully the second half where we are running the Remembrance flagship, which is very strong in Pure Fiction, and then we also have this buff which is pretty solid for it. So yeah, I am hoping for the best here. We're probably looking at about 20 to 25k here, and then 35 to 40k here. Those are probably our clear conditions, so yeah. Also, all characters here are E0S0, but full character builds will be at the end. With that being said, let's just hop right into it. But real quick, if you don't pull any Star Rail characters down, the perfect for you, and that's today's sponsor, lootbot.gg. You can use lootbot to top up on your favorite games like Honkai, Star Rail, or Genshin Impact and save up to 25%, along with great value offers like the all-in-one bundle, guaranteed limited and rerun character bundles, and the limited 6,480 generic shards pack that lasts for the first week of the brand new version. And costs only $70 as opposed to the $100 it would in game. If I were to buy the 3,280 generic shards and get double with the top up bonus, all I have to do is enter in my UID, region, and go to top up now, and they typically arrive in less than a minute. Creators like DuckTV and Jello Impact are also collaborating with lootbot, so they are trustworthy, and they also have thousands of positive reviews on Trustpilot. Also, new users can get 10% off, and returning users can get up to 8% off in the first week of the new version. So be sure to check out lootbot with the link in the description. Back to the video. Alright then, and here we are on the first half of our Pure Fiction stage. Now, one thing I will note is that I did actually try this Pure Fiction using a sustainless PHAINON, using Cyrene instead of Heng PT, and oh my god, I died and got CC'd so many times by these stupid stings when they do that little explosion thing, because I couldn't take all of them out in time, and then I get slowed by the fragment knights or whatever into oblivion. So I just literally could never play the team properly, which is why we're going for a sustained version of PHAINON instead. I just thought I'd go ahead and get that disclaimer out the way, because oh my god, I was absolutely losing my mind trying to fully stack PHAINON ult and Cyrene ult, and then being able to take everyone out. It was an absolute nightmare. But yeah, luckily now we do have a sustain in the form of Heng PT, so hopefully his shield will prevent us from getting CC'd, and then also he's now a physical character, which means we'll be weakness breaking these guys more, but even then we just get our ult straight away now basically, so hoping for the best now here. Like I said, of course, I don't think that AoE is probably PHAINON's biggest weakness, because his E doesn't deal as much damage in it, although hopefully with the skill, okay, well, I guess we'll take 960k. Like I said, with the buff, which gives us true damage whenever we deal skill damage to a certain enemy, then, you know, this will help us out. Okay, nice, 1.7 mil there. Okay, yeah, cool. Okay, this works. The problem for me is that PHAINON's W still does absolutely sucky damage. Like, even if you have, like, so many stacks from enemies taking action, the damage on it just still sucks. So, yeah, we only deal damage with our E right now, basically. Anyway, then, we do only have 9% left here, which is pretty promising. The W there, will we? Okay, yeah, there we go. We managed to kill there. Perfect. So now we have an E prepared for the next rotation. We managed to clear that in less than the first cycle, so we are on track for a solid clear. We just have to hope that doesn't go absolutely down the drain. Casual 2.2 million there. Love to see it, love to see it. Yeah, I definitely do have my beef with PHAINON AoE, but yeah, hopefully the buff will be enough to carry us. Speaking of buffs, Sparkle and Black Swan buffs coming up. That is definitely quite something I did not expect. I did ask the question when they were going to do buffs, whether they were going to go for the rest of the version 1 cast, or if we were going to skip straight to version 2. Turns out we're skipping straight to version 2, but it's not coming during the anniversary, it's coming when the new version's coming out, which is definitely interesting. I am also curious to see whether they'll go back for the version 1 characters, or if like Argenti and Dr. Ratio will just be dead in a ditch forever. That's definitely interesting to see. So yeah, I don't know. Will we get Butil, Robin, maybe even Firefly buffs before we get buffs for Argenti, Dr. Ratio, stuff like that? We'll have to go ahead and wait and see. But we will have a double Meteor Strike coming. Completely different topic here. We do have a double Meteor Strike here coming up, and as well as our ultimate. We should also fully max the grit stuff here. There we go, like so. And ooh, it actually action forwards the end of our ult. That's interesting for sure. I did not think that would do that because this is an AoE ability. Hopefully we can deal some decent damage here. Never mind, we do 3%. Well then, I guess because it doesn't count as a skill, it just goes ahead and does basically nothing. It tickles the enemies. Although, most of the summons, I think, are low. Yeah, they're low. Perfect. So we will be able to take them out with PHAINON skills here. So whilst we're building up towards our next ultimate, we will actually probably be able to take out this wave, which is nice. But also, reveals for brand new characters coming out. I don't have much to say. Both have good designs. I don't think they're incredible designs. They're not my favorites. But I think they're good designs still, you know. I'm not having a moment where like I absolutely fell in love with like I don't know, Mighty, Castoric's, Boot Hill, stuff like that, or obviously Blade. But I still think they look cool. Maybe I'll pull for them. Whether I pull for them or not probably depend on their kits. We'll have to go ahead and see. Also Sparkle buffs. That's nice for all the people who still believe in Sparkle. Never pulled for her, so you know. And I doubt I will be pulling for her unless Elation meta goes real crazy in version 4. But yeah, we'll have to go ahead and wait and see. But I'm still excited nonetheless for when version 4 comes out. There hasn't been much going on in Star Rail recently. So yeah, one thing I will say is I don't think there's that... Compared to the hype when Penacony was about to release, as well as when Amphoris was about to release, it felt like it was kind of through the roof. Right now, for the next version... I think it's more so people just want to get out of this content drought as opposed to being excited for the brand new version, but we'll have to go ahead and see. I'm not sure. Maybe when they reveal the brand new planet in like a live stream and stuff like that, and the brand new cast of characters other than just the first two, maybe then we'll see a lot more hype building. Because like when the Amphoris trailer dropped crazy with all the cast members, you know, when they showed off all the Chrysos heirs and the lore, that was it was crazy. Same thing for Penacony. Everyone was like, oh my god, look at all these brand new characters. We've never had this before, because you know, it was our first brand new region. So yeah, I am definitely interested to see, because I always feel like the newest region always gets like a ton of hype, and then unless the second region has something going for it, for example in Genshin when Sumo was coming out, there was a brand new element coming out, so you still had a lot of hype when that one was coming out. For Star Rail, when obviously this Amphoris was a Honkai Impact 3 kind of callback, so yeah, that was definitely interesting. Also with All My Yap, so yeah, we'll have to see how the brand new planet ends up panning out, but yeah, anyway, and with all my yapping, I kind of realized that we are running out of turns here. Whoops, I expected us getting us entering the grid state would have allowed us to get one more skill off, but turns out answer is no, it doesn't. So we end up on 25k. But to be fair, I'll take 25k. I'm happy with 25k. Like I said, we're aiming for 20 to 25k on the first half, and then 35 to 40k. So all we need here is to get 40k on our second half, which we probably should be able to do. You know, I don't want to I don't want to count my eggs before they hatch. I was about to say I don't want to hatch my eggs before they count, but yeah, so that would have definitely been very wrong. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on the upcoming version 4. It's still crazy to say version 4 of Honkai Star Rail. I was there when this game released. Genshin I only started playing in 2.7. Star Rail I've been there since the beginning. I can't believe I'm saying version 4. But yeah, I guess this game has just been out for that long, and then also I've basically been uploading videos since the game released. Since October 2023, it's been at least one video a week. Normally, for a long time I was doing, sometimes I do it every, like, other day. It used to be once every 3 days, so like there'd be like 2 or 3 videos in a week normally. Now it's about 2 videos a week, because I've been getting a bit busy more recently, and then also I feel like there's just kind of less content coming out right now, mainly in Star Rail. Genshin will have Columbina soon, so that is gonna be hype. But yeah, we'll have to wait. Although when going from Columbina to version 4, that's probably where we're gonna see a lot more content. Maybe I think maybe I'll have to upload a bit more frequently then. So yeah, maybe that will be a nice start to 2026. You know, the kind of Columbina into brand new region and brand new characters. So yeah, hopefully big things to come. But anyway, when talking about big things, we already cleared the first wave, and we still have a lot of turns left here. Which is very nice for us here. Go ahead and pop the Cyrene skill, and then after Hyacine we should have our ultimates on Cyrene, and AK will have our ultimate on all of our characters, which is very nice. So maybe we can actually clear the first 2 waves here in the first cycle, which would be very hype. This would be a true Remembrance flagship moment. Go ahead and pop the double ultimate here straight away on our Cyrene, and then buff up Castoric's as well as our Evernight. I think I'm just going to go ahead and pop the Evernight ult straight away. Just want to get as much damage out as we can. I feel like maybe I'd get a bit more DPS if I just waited to ult on Evernight's turn, but considering the fact that all of the enemies were about to go, they were going to give us more energy, and then also the fact that the summons don't actually have that much HP means we don't really have to work that hard towards maximizing our damage, so we should be fine here. Anyway, let's go ahead and use our Q here. Like I said, only 18 Memoria stacks. We would have had a bit more if we waited, but oh well. Okay, nice 894k. Basically clears out a lot of the summons anyway, which, you know, will definitely take 56% HP. We still have a big Castoric's ult coming up, like so. Perfect. Unfortunate that we're gonna miss out on a little bit here of new bud generation because we went into our Hyacine's turn and she likes generating a lot on her turn. Anyway, let's see. This guy had about 50% HP left, and that's gonna go all the way right down to 20% HP. We'll definitely take that because of the 2.7 million damage there. We'd love to see it. Go ahead and ult on our Hyacine as well. Is gonna give us a decent bit of damage here. Let's see how much does Ika do. Nearly 800k. We'll go ahead and take that for sure. We skill here on our Evernight as well, and let's see how much she does. 1.3 million. Perfect. Yeah, when I saw Quantum as well as Ice Weakness, I was like, oh yeah, Castoric's Evernight DPS team moment. Okay, with our ultimate here on Cyrene, I think we'll be able to take this guy out. Yep, we do. Perfect. And there we go. We cleared both waves in the first cycle. We love to see that. Now we just have to go ahead and take out this Dare. I think we definitely should be getting 35k here as a minimum. Maybe we can even get 40k. We'll have to wait and see. I'm gonna go ahead and pop the ultimate here once again. One thing I will say though is that the final stage always just has so much HP, so yeah, ever since the Pure Fiction changes, the third stage has always been insanely strong. So yeah, I mean, one time we did get our first ever 80k, and I believe it was the last Pure Fiction. Although HP inflation has struck Memory of Chaos in version 3.7. We'll have to see what happens in the 3.8 Memory of Chaos as well. Hopefully we don't see HP inflation between version 3.7 and 4.1, similar to what we saw between 2.7 and 3.1, where HP inflation just got up, and then it was hard to keep up unless you pulled for the brand new characters. So yeah, hopefully it doesn't happen again, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, we go ahead and Q here, and then we can do a mini Q here as well. Skill on our Evernight as well, nice 30 stacks. Here, 1.1 million damage, but now that does basically no damage to the... Oh! I misclicked my ult there on Castoric's. That's awkward. Okay then, well, I meant to wait until the 200% so that we could deal more single target damage, but turns out that will not be the case. Instead, we accidentally popped it a bit too early. That shouldn't impact our ability to get 60k here. Whether we will be able to get the whole 40k on the stage will be, you know, yet to be decided, but definitely 35k despite that mistake there. Although I will say getting to 200% takes a decent amount of time, even though with Evernight and Hyacine our new bud generation is pretty insane. It still takes us a decent while to get to. Go ahead and skill again, although to be fair, if these enemies did like more damage to us, then we'd be able to stack it up quicker. But yeah, like if the deer, I was about to say unicorn, not a unicorn, Eco's a unicorn. If it does like its AoE headbutt attack, then we generate a lot of new bud, but other than that, these branches basically don't do, they do some damage to us, but not very much. Their CC is the more annoying part, so yeah, luckily we have Hyacine on the team here because she is pretty good against CC. Also, if you see a bit of lag, that's because I am not at my proper setup. I'm having to play on a laptop right now, so yeah, if you've been noticing some lag throughout, yeah, that's just the result of me having to be on a laptop right now. Anyway, let's go ahead and pop the ult. Ooh. Okay, I thought from our Hyacine skill we'd reach 200% new bud, but turns out actually no. So that's another 200% we've missed, but we should be fine here. 57.5k left. Still have a few turns in this cycle before we move on to the final one. I'd say we are pretty bang on to get 35k, which will give us our total of 60k in order to achieve our clear. Although 40k, it feels like is kind of slipping away from us. if we hit all of those 200% Castorous ults, maybe things could go a bit differently. Maybe if we had a bit better timing with our grit buffs. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe I missed a few, or a few windows of opportunity in order to maximize our damage. I'm not sure, but we're pretty bang on to get the clear here, because we definitely will be getting one more Neverwing attack. We just have to go ahead and pop a skill on our Castorous, and that should be it for the most part, I would assume. Yeah, 168%. So if we go ahead and skill here, yep, there we go, 200%. So now we can go ahead and proc our 200% in the grid state. Only need 800 more points. So yeah, we are definitely doing this. Let's see how much damage do we do exactly. 4 million. I love that. We also did a lot of the percent, so yeah, there is definitely a big damage between doing the 200% and not against a boss enemy, at least I feel like, in my opinion. So yeah, go ahead and just continue using our ultimate here on the deer. Ooh, Evernight gets CC'd there. That's unfortunate. I was hoping to use her ultimate into a skill. That would have been some solid damage for us, but turns out no. Okay, we only scrape by with 60k. That's a bit worse than I was expecting us to get. I know I said minimum 35k, but you know, I was expecting more between 37 to 40k. But you know what, Phainon did well getting 25k. The Remembrance team, although it didn't do like amazingly as I hoped, it still did very well and got our 35k. So yeah, there we go. We did manage to clear it. Now let's go ahead and hop into the character builds and outro. Well then, the Phainon team actually managed to hold its own, which I'm actually very happy with that 25k performance from it. And then also the second half, honestly, I was hoping for 40k, but you know, we'll take 35k for full E0S0. With that being said, when it comes to our character builds real quick, you know what, let's just start with the Remembrance teams, because we have all of them right here. Base speed here, 7.7k HP, 70% crit rate, which becomes 100% in battle, 174 crit damage as well, which will later become over 300. When it comes to our Lightcon, we do have the Gacha Remembrance Lightcon. Traces basically maxed out. Relic sets, we do have Poet to allow us to get that 100% crit rate in battle, and then we also have the Bone set, which gives us a bit extra crit damage as well. Eidolon's E0. When it comes to our Cyrene, over 6k max HP, we hit the 180 speed threshold, we hit the 50% crit rate threshold, and then we have over 100% crit damage as a nice little bonus. Lightcons, we are on Himiko's Lightcon because it is the highest base HP Lightcon I have. We don't own any Baidu Lightcons, unfortunately. Traces maxed out, Relics 2p speed so that we can hit that 180, and then also on Von Max so that we can act twice in the first 150 AV. When it comes to our Eidolons, once again, E0 for our Evernight, 7.4k, we are base speed, 67% crit rate, which will become over 100 because of her 35% crit rate self-buff, 191 crit damage, which will become, I believe, over 400 in battle. Once again, yet another Himiko Lightcon, because like I said, highest base HP Lightcon we have. Traces, maxed out. Relics, we are on her signature set, double crit damage with crit rate, HP boots with double crit, and then Bone set with speed double crit, and then crit damage as well, otherwise we'd be way overcapped. Although definitely could have some better rolls on the rope, but oh well. E0 as well. Then when it comes to our Hyacine, over 5k max HP, over 200 speed, so we do hit those two thresholds, and then nearly 100% crit damage as well. Lightcons, we do also have the Herder S5. Traces basically maxed out. Relics, Warrior Goddess set to give our entire team just a bit more crit damage. Once again, making sure that we hit the thresholds of 5k HP as well as 200 speed, and then we grab as much crit damage as possible. Also on the Bone set, helps us with our speed as well as our healing, which will help us stack more Newbot on our Castorous. And then finally E0 when it comes to our Phainon, 2.4k attack, 119 speed, which will become 139 once we have the Cerydra buff. 82% crit rate, which with Sunday will become over 100 in battle, 190 crit damage, which will become over 300 in battle, and then we also have S5 Fall of an Aeon. Traces, maxed out. Relics on his signature set, double crit rate with crit damage, attack boots with speed and crit damage, just to make sure that we hit that 139 thanks to the speed, and then we also have a Rutland Arena speed double crit, as well as speed double crit on the rope. Eidolon's E0 when it comes to our Sunday, normally at the end here with all the imaginary men, there we go. 134 speed, so that's slower than the 139, 235 crit damage so that he can share a bit more. Brony Lightcon as well so that we can get our ult as much as we can, and then also a little bit of skill points to spare as well. And then Sacridos so that we can get that extra crit damage on our Phainon, and then Penacony. No Sacridos, unfortunately, that would help our Phainon a bit, but wouldn't make too much of a difference, all things considered. E0, then when it comes to our Cyrydra, over 3k attack, 140 speed. Other than that, other stats don't really matter on her that much. S5 of the event light con traces, mostly maxed out, mainly the talent and the skill, which I find to be most important. Relics, Sacred Dust will give us a little bit of extra crit damage as well. And then we also have her on we do have her on Dushaka at least, so we Phainon does get that attack percentage. And then Eidolon's E0. Then when it comes to our Dan Heng, finally, 3.2k attack, we do have on the Anqing Lycon because that is our highest base attack Lycon. 142 speed as well. Our stats here don't really matter as much. Traces basically maxed out. Relics on the brand new Shielder set to give our Phainon a bit extra crit damage as well. And then also on Penacony, and Phainon will benefit from this extra damage percent because he is also physical, of course. And then Eidolon's E0. So yeah, that's it for our character builds. Let me know how your guys' Pure Fiction runs went. Also, what are you looking forward to in the upcoming HSR 4.0? With that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you had a good start to the new year. With that being said, I'll see you guys next time. See ya.